Episode 321, Getting Employees to Use AI.
The primitive forms of artificial intelligence we already have proved very useful.
AI is a golden opportunity.
How do we ensure that this technology is regulated?
The long arc of technological history is now in an extraordinary new phase.
The AI6 Podcast with Joanne Sweeney.
Organizational change is as much about culture as it is about skills and strategy. AI is really challenging businesses and organizations right now as we are being forced to adapt to AI, even if we don't want to, because it's embedded in our devices. But study after study is reporting that the return on investment on AI is not delivering in line with expectations. We have a disconnect, and how do we join up the dots so that AI is embraced and delivers real value we can trust? Hello, and you're very welcome back to AI6, the podcast that promises to take away the overwhelm from artificial intelligence by showing up for 6 minutes a day, Monday to Friday, and having the long listen on a Saturday where we talk to somebody about how they are adapting and using artificial intelligence. The Financial Times flagged the problem of getting employees to use AI in their Working It series, and so this inspired today's episode. It's a question I also hear a lot from the organizations that I work with. They've maybe bought the licenses, they've rolled out multiple tools, they've trained their staff, but nothing happens. The promised productivity gains don't materialize and leadership are frustrated and they feel stuck. Let's hear a clip from that Working It series from the Financial Times.
So at the FT, we wanted to look at how is this rollout actually going and what are companies saying about how they're using AI. And so we did this massive analysis looking at SP 500 companies in the US. We went through thousands of earnings reports and regulatory filings, and the results were quite surprising. In earnings reports, CEOs would often say, AI is amazing, it would bring incredible productivity gains, a Cambrian explosion of innovation, things like that. But then in the filings, which, to be fair, tend to be more measured and risk-averse, no one really had anything concrete to say of how they're actually using it. And in those filings, the risks outweighed the benefits very, very clearly.
According to EY's 2025 Work Reimagined survey of more than 15,000 employees across 29 countries, 88% say they use AI at work, but only 5% are using it in ways that actually change how their work is done. That's the nub of the problem. Gallup's research adds another dimension. When they asked employees who do not use AI why they don't use it, the top answer was not access, it was relevance. 44% said the main reason is that they do not believe AI can assist with the work that they do, and only 16% say they lack access to the tools. So, two different responses there and two different issues. Perception that it can be helpful or not having access. So, what if the problem wasn't that people don't have access to AI, but they don't perceive it to be valuable or understand how it matters to their specific role? In Gallup's study, they found employees who strongly agree their manager supports AI use are 9 times more likely to say AI helps them do the very best that they can every day. But only 28% of employees in organizations that have started implementing AI strongly agree their manager actively supports their team using it. As The Economist puts it, the irony of labor-saving automation is that people often stand in the way. And the people most in the way are not frontline staff. They're often managers who are supposed to be championing the change. You might remember I covered a 2025 MIT study, The State of AI in Business, on how generative AI adoption is reportedly in 95% of organizations not proving a valuable return on investment. So only 5% are seeing that ROI from their financial investment. So a lot of the studies are really highlighting that there are integration and deliverable gaps. And on the question of why employees are holding back, Wharton's Scott Snyder explicitly argues that meaningful AI adoption depends on redesigning incentives, not just deploying tools. And that employees will ask, well, what's in it for me? When deciding whether to share or scale their AI shortcuts. It's called the WIFM problem. What's in it for me? And we know exactly that that is a common problem when it comes to humans. They'll only adapt or move if they are very clear on what's in it for them. Snyder argues that many employees quietly use AI but hesitate to report time savings because they fear it will simply translate into do more with less or even threaten their job security. So Gallup has identified 4 practices associated with higher AI usage and better perceived benefits among employees. 1, communicating a clear strategy for AI integration linked to business goals and risks. 2, champion AI use at the team level, with managers modeling use and making it relevant to day-to-day work. 3, providing role-specific training tied to actual tasks and safe use, and not just generic workshops. And 4, establishing clear policies and guidelines for responsible AI use so employees feel safe experimenting. Maybe the real barrier to AI adoption and automation is a human one and not a technical one. It's organizations and managers who maybe are slowing down or indeed blocking change more than frontline staff. So, given what Gallup are saying, given Snyder's insights, is it a what's in it for me problem among staff? Or is it in poor management where you're not clearly communicating, delivering specific training, reassuring staff that their jobs are not at risk, and then having strong governance in place? That's it for today's show. If you're ready to turn these insights into skills, here's how I can help. Get your copy of my book, AI Playbook, on Amazon. It's the perfect companion to the show. For weekly AI strategies, subscribe to my newsletter, Human in the Loop, on LinkedIn. Or if you want to take the next big step, you can take our CPD accredited professional diploma in AI. Maybe you need something more tailored for your organization. You can book a call in my calendar at digitaltraining.ie, or if you work in government or public sector, go over to publicsectormarketingpros.com. If you found this episode useful, please share it with a pro that you know, and I'd love to read your comments on Spotify. And if you can, take a second to like, rate, or subscribe wherever you listen. It really helps the show. This is AI6. I'll talk to you on the next episode.